Hey guys, this is SolidWorks Crew. Today is the day 6 of SolidWorks tutorial for CSWA exam for absolute beginners. We're gonna have a look at the drawing tool and we're also gonna have a look at the rib feature. I mean, for the CSWA exam, we don't necessarily have to know the drawing tool since there will be no topics related to the drawing. However, if you get into the industry, drawing tool is absolutely essential. So I just want you to be a little bit familiar with the drawing, since I'm gonna go through more detailed kind of basic function of the drawing tool and also like advanced drawing tool. I'm just gonna actually share all things together with you in the future. So I just want you to just like basically scratch the surface for now, and then there's actually some tools like this actually just by using the drawing tools. So that's just my purpose of it. And also the secondary, the object that I want to go through with you is just the rib feature. So what's rib feature is just what I'm going to have a look at it through today's video, but this is absolutely essential feature that you should really know. So there will be a one or just two question from the CSWA related to the rib, and there's a possibility actually in the CSWP, which is a professional exam, they will have some kind of exam question related to the rib feature. So I just want you to really remember actually how rib feature works, so just don't get panic actually when it comes to taking an exam. All right, so let's dive into it. So we're gonna have a look at the drawing feature first, and what kind of actually just like drawing, kind of tools that we can use in order to create a production drawing, or it could be a series drawing, like any kind of actually drawing you could actually just populate it like by having a look at this video. All right, so I'm just gonna open up the new from the top shortcut button. So there is a couple of actually just like drawing template that has already been created, but what I want you to do is you can just double click this window and then you can just click the drawing, and then that's just gonna ask us to there is an error button happen just because actually there is no template just set as by default. But in your case actually like there should be some default templates that already pre-assigned for your specific location once you install the SolidWorks. But for now actually let's just go through with the blank template, okay? And then it's gonna ask us to just like assign specific type of in the size of the the drawing template. For now actually we're gonna set as just like B template for now, or just CD, whichever is fine, but I just want to actually just use just B template for now, just no reason for it. All right, so as you can see, let's just have a look at it a little bit closely. So I'm just gonna explain what those kind of area is, and then what this kind of bounding box is. Just like as you can see, those yellow area is just basically the the drawing template area, and also this is just boundary actually that's created in order to just assign some kind of size or just which specific kind of location, and also even for the B and A for kind of vertical location, where it's just 1 2 3 4 is just more of a kind of horizontal just kind of boundary area, and also at the right bottom corner actually it also just by default contains some kind of notes, like engineering notes, and also which is called title block normally, and it could also include the drawing number and also what kind of size, because we selected the B size, right? And also there's a rep, which is the revision. So revision is just basically actually just version of the the file or just drawings. So whenever you have any changes happen for any kind of part, then actually it's gonna go to the next revision. So it really depends on the specific industry, but for my industry actually we normally use A B C D E F G H I, that actually just sequential state, but there is some cases actually they even use a kind of numbering system 1 2 3 4 5 6 for the version. But the most common actual revision I ever seen is just definitely the ABCD system, and then once it gets to the Z or Z kind of rep, and then the next revision is gonna be double rep, something like AA and then AB and AC, something like this, okay? And then there's a scale, it's just indicating actually just 1 to 15, so it's So the scale up part kind of showing over here is just by default it's going to be like 1/15 of the size of the actual size. Okay, and also weight also just like contains the the weight of it. It could be like pounds, it could be just the metrics, so it could be kilogram or it could be a gram. So it really depends actually how you set it up for your part. Okay, so this is just sheet 1 of 1. What that means is just like there's only one sheet and then there is a 1 of 1. But if you create one more sheet over here, like an Excel, if you're not familiar with the Excel, it's just like pretty much kind of similar format as if there's, you can just copy and then you can also just Control V or just you can right click one more time and then paste it. And then it's gonna showing some selection, which is the before selected sheet. That's gonna be the copy sheet is gonna be pasted into the first, or after selected sheet is just by default is selected just because it is used the most commonly. So it's gonna be pasted after and move the end. Also gonna do the same thing for this case, but when there's a 2 or 3 more, and then it's gonna go all the way back up. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply okay, and then as you can see there's one new tab is created and then sheet 2 of 2. But if you go to the first, sheet 1 of 1, why is it actually showing sheet 1 of 1? I don't even get it. Yeah, okay, just because actually we haven't rebuilt it, so this title block has been reflected. So whenever you want to see those changes happen, you can either click there's a rebuild button or just Control B is the way you can just like update this drawing. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna delete this tab, and then what I want to do is, okay, so we already understand actually just what we're really doing for each kind of section, and also there's a drawing and checked and engineering approve, and then manufacturer approve, and then quality assurance, and then there's comments. But all those things actually I'm gonna have a look at in the future, just how we can just automatically assigning those name and dates based on those metadata instead of actually we manually changing it. Those are a little bit more advanced, and then if you know how to set it up just in an automatic way, and then that's gonna be definitely beneficial once you get a job and then just like applying those knowledge, and then you can actually definitely surprise your manager. Okay, all right, so in order for us to just like laying out the part in this 2D drawing is you can firstly go to the view palette button on the right right tab, and then there's a button over here, and then you can just click this kind of 3-dot button, and then you can go to the the location of the part that you created before. My location is, I put it inside the PPT and then CSWA, and then I'm just gonna assign this part 1 for now. So that's gonna be a kind of very simple cylindrical kind of parts. And as you can see, there's so many different types of like layout, or just like the each kind of top view and the front view, like different actually just angles of the view has been created as an example on the bottom. So you can actually just like check each kind of front view or right view, and then like, so before we actually just laying out any of the part, like there's a 2 different kind of like projection method actually in engineering like kind of industry we have. The first way is just first angle projection, and the second way is third angle projection. So what's first angle projection and then third angle projection? So like you can just think of it like it really depends on your situation, just like where you're located at. So basically the first angle projection system is just more popular in the European countries. However, the third angle projection is just more popular in the North America or just Asian countries. Okay, so if you're located in an Asian country, and then you'd better just use the third angle. And also since I'm also located in the North America, I'm also actually just like preferably using the third angle projection over first angle projection. But it's just like the way of actually displaying for each front view and the left view and right view, top view is a little bit different, but pretty much actually just similar in a way. But just you can just think of it like whichever country you're in, you're gonna use specific method, and you have to just follow along with that method. Okay, but for now this is just our best kind of very straightforward, just like how to lay out, and more focusing on the the function of actually each drawing tool. So let's just like try not too much care about actually what's the first angle projection and third angle projection, but I will more and more just like going through more detail just step by step. Okay, try to remember, always go through step by step, not a big jump or just like big rip. I just don't want you to just like get into that kind of like in a shortcut way, because like you're gonna miss a lot of, you know, basic foundations, and that's gonna cause a lot of actually just, you know, issues in the future. Okay, so for now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just assign the front view over here, and then I'm just gonna drag and drop, and then over dropping, and then if you just move it, and then as you can see, this is automatically just like showing the top view. Or if I actually just scroll down, I'm not actually clicking anything. Once I drag and drop over at the, you know, center point, and if I just move the mouse, this is gonna keep asking me to just put the, you know, top view automatically, instead of just like me going to just grab another view. So let me try just this top view, and then I'm gonna go to the right, and again actually it's just asking me to put more views, just because actually just 1 or 2 views are not actually normally enough to display all those different kind of angle, right? So I'm gonna put the right, and then it's gonna ask me one more time. I'm gonna put the left view, I'm gonna put the bottom view one more time, and then I'm gonna put the ISO view. So if you actually just, you know, move to the diagonal way, and then that's also gonna ask me to put the diagonal. Alright, so one thing I'd like to share with you. So this is just like over the boundary. This is not good. This is not really great practice. So the way you can just like adjust the sizes is just by actually just changing the scale. So right now actually it's set as 1:2 ratio, but if you remember correctly, we used to have like 1 to like 12 or 15, so which was even actually smaller scale. But this drawing tool is very smart, so it's recognizing the size of this, you know, part, and then it's just automatically adjusting based on the size. But for our case, actually 1:2 ratio is still too big, so I'm gonna actually just drop down to 1:3. So you can just like put 3, and then that's gonna be like 1:3 ratio. So it's gonna even actually show a little bit smaller scale like this. Okay, so I'm gonna move this location, and then as you can see, this could be only going, you know, side to side, just because actually this drawing view is actually just aligned to this kind of the, how do I say, actually it's just kind of base view. So we actually just like starting from this base, which is the drawing view 1, and then if you go to the first tab, there's a drawing view 1, drawing view 2, and then drawing view 3, drawing view 4, and then all the way 6, right? But as you can see, the drawing view 1 has a bit of a different mark compared to the other ones. Just the reason actually it has a different kind of symbol right beside the name is just, this is just the origin, basically a starting point of actually base kind of view. So that has the authority to moving up and down and then side to side, and then everything is just gonna follow with those kind of alignment. So those top and bottom view is gonna be just like moving side to side by actually moving the kind of base point, and this right view and left view is actually just like, you know, has a alignment kind of, you know, tied to this kind of base, so it could be just like up and down all together. Does it make sense? And then the ISO view is doesn't really actually tie to anything, so it's just moving just by itself independently. Okay, and yeah, all right, so let's just move a little bit so we can actually just make sure we give some enough space for this. And then I'm gonna move a little bit left view, and then the ISO view is just locating like this. I'm gonna drop down a little bit. Let's just try to utilize as much space of the drawing view as possible. That's the best practice, because we just don't want to empty any kind of like unnecessary space, or just like try to utilize as much as possible is the best thing. Okay, let me just move a bit, and then let me move at the last bit. Okay, so we know. Okay, let's just try to like hide this the origin, I mean the origin point of each part, so it could be a little bit cleaner, but still it's not pretty much enough. Like we still have to, you know, show that, you know, this view is just front view and the right view, because like someone who like manufacturer or just like operation manager, or like who's having a look at this drawing view, and then they're gonna be confused. Oh, okay, this one seems cylindrical just by having like ISO, but I'm not even sure if this is just top view or just front view, or like it's really confusing them. So the way we can just put the notes is, okay, after locating the top view a little bit more so down, and then if you go to annotation, and then there's notes. Okay, so note is just basically putting like in an annotation of the note, so you can just like just drop down over here, and I'm just gonna saying top view, something like this. Okay, and then once you click it, and it's gonna just keep asking me to put one more note with the name I just input. So I'm gonna put here, and then I'm gonna type, instead of deleting, I'm gonna put ISO view. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the right view and then delete ISO and then assign right view, and then do the same step. I'm gonna do front view, and then I'm gonna do the what's called the left view. That's good. And then I'm gonna do the last step, which is the bottom view. Bottom view, and then just if you press ESC, and then that's gonna just basically, you know, stop duplicating those notes, and then you can just align to the center of this note. So this one also seems a little bit off, so you can just like put the right location, and then top view seems good. Okay, so for the basic drawing, you know, way of actually just displaying all those layers is just, you better just like, you know, put some kind of which view it is, and also the other thing that we must do is basically put the dimension. Okay, so you can go to the sketch here, or just like annotation, there's a smart dimension. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is, I just want to show the size of this you know, this dimension, basically the cylindrical dimension, but this one seems like it's showing actually different unit, because like we want to set as IPS, which is inches, so it's showing 2 inch. Okay, it seems good, but possibly manufacturer also might wonder actually what kind of size of this inside hole, so we can just assign this 0.5 inch hole. And then what we're gonna do is just, we might also have to provide the height of this value. So the way we can do it is, we don't have a fillet, so we can just put the right word, yeah, and then just 8 inches. Okay, this one seems good, and then you can also assign another 8 inch. But can you see those you know, blue, and then if you just select one of those half, just like in a circle, if you just hover over, and then that's just turning into yellow button. So this is just auto rotating kind of feature, like SolidWorks just kind of like created for us. So instead of actually you moving and then just up and down and then just put it at the center, what that's gonna do for you is, if you just go to smart dimension one more time and then just click the right word, and then if you just click this, you know, whatever the like half circle point, that's just gonna auto rotating just kindly for us, so we don't have to just move and then just put it into the right location. We don't have to do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do one more time for this one, and then even for the like, you know, quarter circle is creating for, you know, those dimension, so you can just like rotate by just clicking one of, you know, quarter portion button, and then that's gonna actually automatically rotating for you. And then put this one dimension. Yeah, that's the way you can just like assign the dimension. But I will go through more kind of engineering details, but this drawing view already actually seem the height are all identical for the front and left and right view. So what I want to talk about, I mean, you don't have to memorize it, but in engineering industry, it's better to not providing redundant data. For example, it's obvious that actual front view already has the 8 inch height, so we don't necessarily include, you know, redundant like 8 inch on the right view and then 8 inch on the left view. We only want to provide necessary information once, unless there should be some reference that shows this dimension should be 8 inch, because possibly only our limited actually views show kind of limited dimensions. So to clarify actually some, you know, more like complex shape, we sometimes use the reference dimension, but just for our basic practice, I just want you to be familiar with those. Oh, there is a redundancy in the engineering rule, so in the future we can just like skip some, you know, redundant like dimension, only choose the, you know, necessary dimension. Like, you can just think of it like this, but it's okay to forget it, because I'm gonna mention one more time, and then why I'm actually just doing this way, I will explain everything in the future, so don't worry anything about it. But I just want you to know, oh, there's such thing in engineering industry. That's just my, you know, objective from you just hearing this. All right, so this one seems pretty much good, but you know, again, actually there's a title, and then drawing number. The way we can just assign the title is just there's a lot of way, but not a good practice. But the one way is just we can basically go to kind of edit feature basically. So if you go to the the drawing, and then actually like in order for you to just edit title, you don't have to go to the drawing, and then you can just right click, and then there's an edit sheet format. And then as you can see, those title blocks turning into blue. But what I want you to do is I just want you to title, and then just a space, and then what's the title for this. We can just assign just cylindrical beam, something like this. Okay. And then the revision, we don't have a revision for now, but you can just double click this area, and then just you can assign rep A, because that's gonna be the first revision. Okay. And then drawn, so you can also double click this boundary area, and then just you normally put the initial basically, so you can just like type SolidWorks screw. Okay. And then even for the date, today's date is just 2024 September 1st. If the area is a little bit kind of small enough, then actually we can just like reduce the size of the letter to just make it fit. And also I'm also gonna actually just assign 6 size for this name for consistency. Okay. And then all the other things are basically material. We can just assign basically this one is like aluminum beam. Okay. And then finish, we don't know yet, so we can just keep it empty. And then comments, if there's any kind of comments, for example, fillet should be applied for each corner, something like this. Like you can just like assign this, and then yeah. So I think we pretty much just cover all the kind of title blocks. So that's the one manual way. But for the automatic way, actually, I'm just gonna create like one separate like kind of tutorial video just for our future video, like such as the kind of CSWP exam preparation, because like this is just more advanced, and I just don't want you to get overwhelmed. Okay, so this is pretty much good. So you can just like basically save it and then just locate it in your personal location. So I'm just gonna assign the same drawing name. So part 1 drawing for the part 1. So it's okay to just like name as same, because the format is different. So it's gonna be okay to just save with the same name. Okay. All right. So this is great. So then the next topic that I want to go through with you today is basically the rib feature. So what's rib feature? So I'm gonna actually just go to new, and then it's a little bit actually just dragging a little bit. Click the part. I'm gonna click OK for just like blank template. So it's just creating like no template for this case. And then I'm gonna go to the IPS. Always change to the unit. And then what I'm gonna do first is so I'm gonna create some model that has been used for like CSWA exam, which is just like go to top plane, and then I'm gonna create a circle over here, and then I'm gonna put the dimension as 5 inch for now, and then I'm gonna create another circle over here at the center point, and then I'm gonna assign 4 inch by dimensioning, and then alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to feature, extrude both, and as you can see there's a 2 circle concentric but different sizes. It automatically recognizes this one. It's gonna be kind of feature kind of both extrude, but if you want both sides, even though you have 2 different circles, then last time I went through that, you can just select those 2 control, and then it's all gonna be actually extrude. But for example, you only want to extrude only the center one, and then you can just simply click the center one. But for our case, actually we want to extrude the outside area, and then I'm gonna set a 10 inch. 10 inch is too big, so I'm gonna assign 5 inch for now. Alright, so and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just like there's a plane reference geometry, and then go there, and then there's a plane over here. So what plane is, you can simply create another plane based on any kind of faces or any kind of points. So let me show you actually how to use the plane. So firstly, click the plane, and then that's gonna ask us what's the first reference plane. So what I want you to use as a reference point is just top plane, because we want to actually just like duplicate the plane from the top plane to drop a little bit down by 2 inch. So you can assign 2 inch, but it's just going up. But what I want was just a little bit dropping down. So there's a flip offset, which is going to be like switching from 2 inch up to 2 inch bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna click OK, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just like extend this. It doesn't really do, or it doesn't impact anything, but just for kind of better display, I'm just gonna actually just extend it by actually clicking the the board button. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just create sketch, and then what I'm gonna do is this is the time actually we can use the center line, and then create here, and then what I'm gonna do is put the dimension over here, and then I'm gonna assign 10 inch, and then I'm gonna create another circle over here, basically not 5 inch, but I'm just gonna this time assign 4 inch. But for now, actually, we want to create another like kind of circular area, outside area, kind of similar. So I'm gonna do another circle over here, and then go to Smart Dimension. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign 4 inch, and then I'm gonna assign 3 inch for the inside hole. Okay. And then as you can see, this one also seems pretty good to go. So what I'm gonna do is go to Extrude. That's good. And then I'm also gonna do the 5 inch for this case as well. That's perfect. And then what I really want to do for this time is I just want to create a kind of thin wire that's just kind of connecting to these pieces. Alright, so what I want you to follow along is I want you to create a line from the center point here, and then create a line all the way center. And then I'm gonna actually just go a little bit bottom. It doesn't really matter actually, just like we're gonna assign a relation, and also we're gonna assign the dimension. But this one is a little bit, this duplicate plane is just hiding those sketches. So the way you can just hide this is just you can go here and then just like hide, right click and then hide it, and then you only show it only shows just the line. But as you can see, this line is black and this line is black, and then you can just grab this point and then just moving along. What's the reason actually this is not black? The reason behind it is this point, and then this point is just movable. So the way you can do is what I normally do is you can just go here and they'll assign the angle relation. But what I want you to do is it's good to practice, just grab this face or grab this line, and then instead of actually grabbing this line, you can just click this point, and then that's gonna create a kind of 4 different kind of arrow direction. But I want you to click the left one, and it's still doing the same thing. You can actually just create another angle assignment. So I'm typing 45 degree. It's really fine. You can just like click this line, but I just want you to just like try different types of tools, so that could also just like kind of broaden your kind of perspective of actually creating angle dimension, or just anytime actually you have more options you can apply on it, right? But even if we apply the 45 degree, it's just still movable, just because we still need to assign some the distance relation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Smart Dimension, go down, and then I'm gonna assign 3.5, and then this dimension is fully defined, just because actually we have assigned the like angle dimension, and then like the bottom actually distance dimension. So even on the top side is just pretty much fixed by actually just fixing those angle and bottom dimension. So it seems perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit sketch and then go to the extrude. And actually this is not the this is just line. This is not the actual boundary area, but the reason actually we are able to extrude is because we have a thin feature for the extrude. Thin feature is just basically based on only the line. It's just gonna create kind of specific thickness is just created. So I just wanna apply 0.5 inch, but I just want you to go to the space and then go to the front view, and then want you to go all the way up. So what that's going to do is you can just click reverse direction, and then that's going up instead of down. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. So actually we are supposed to edit feature, and then what I want you to do is I want you to apply 2 direction. So actually it's just a 1 direction for the like kind of one way, but from the first one, direction one, and then go to the mid plane. So you could just like apply all properly for all kind of area. So alright, so extrude up and mid plane, and then hit OK. And then as you can see, I actually intended to kind of merge those three features. So it's going to be just like turning into just one, one kind of solid body. So there is a check mark, merge wizard. But if I actually uncheck merge wizard, then it's going to show three different bodies because I didn't merge three parts. But I want you to actually merge it. So what merge does is just like all three features going to be combined as just one. I mean, even though you don't combine them, actually you can just like basically combine three features by clicking three and then right click, and then there is a combine feature, and then if you click just click mark, and then that's going to combine as just one. But that's just unnecessary, right? Because if you just click one merge edit feature, and then that's going to actually do everything for us instead of actually creating one more feature and then several more steps to go through it, right? All right, so this one seems good. But what I want you to do is basically I want you to delete these holes by going to the top view over here, and then I want you to know this function too. So if you click this line, kind of like this area, like in circular area, and then there's a convert entities. So what convert entity is, it's just gonna create an identical kind of entity sketch. So let's just try click it. And can you see actually this one is just created like coincident or just like concentric, and there's exactly same identical line is created. So what I want you to do one more time is just create this in a circle, but this is not grabbing the other side, so you can just like grab this one and then convert entity. Okay, this one is good. And then the other thing what I want you to do is I want you to grab this line item and then grab the center point, and then grab the other center point of the top point. That's good. And then what I want you to do another is on the bottom side as well. Grab this point and this point. That's perfect. And then the other thing I want you to do is I want you to grab the half circle of the outside on the right side of the kind of circular area, and then just grab the convert entity and then do the same thing for this one as well. All right, so this one is good. And then let's just have a look at the corner side, and then this one seems good. So make sure actually everything is kind of fully defined. And then I just want you to go to the extrude cut for now, and then just grab the contour side. So grab this and then grab this, and then I just want you to apply through all both, and then that's gonna actually just asking us. All right, so if we do this way, and then it's gonna cause some kind of issue because we just want to extrude cut outside area. So what we can do is basically delete this and then go to extrude cut here, and then let's just try to do two different steps. First, we can just delete those two, click OK, and then the next thing we want to do is to extrude cut unnecessary area, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to top plane and then go to the sketch one more time here. You can just grab sketch and then make it visible. And then what I want you to do is just from this gray area, you can right click, select chain. That's going to grab the chain kind of bounding box area for you. So you can just click convert entities and then go to the feature, extrude cut. But instead of actually just like extrude cut all the way both, so let's just try selecting those area. Instead of actually selecting the inside area, I want you to click flip side to cut. So what that's gonna do is instead of actually side cut or just like extrude cut inside area, it's gonna extrude cut other than this inside area for you. Click OK. So that's what that's gonna do for us, but that's not what exactly we want, right? So you can just like extrude cut here, and then alright, so this one seems like it's just good so far. But what I want you to do is I want you to go to top sketch and then just grab this, grab that, and then just create another line, kind of vertical line. It doesn't really matter, but we're gonna fully define those area basically. And then what I want you to do is I just want you to assign the kind of dimension, smart dimension for this one. And then I'll assign the 1.5 inch, just whatever actually just bigger than this area is fine. And then I'm gonna go to the extrude cut and then yeah, draw all, This one seems good. But just because actually this is not cutting well is it was not properly assigned one more time. Yeah, again, actually, even actually it was actually true all. You have to click so to activate those sides as well. So click OK. Yeah, actually this one doesn't seem really good, to be honest, just because actually this is at this center point. So what we can do right now is just go to there and then exit. And then instead of actually just assign coincident, and even for this side, what I want you to do is delete this relation and then extend it, and then go grab it, grab the line, and then grab this circle, and then make a tangent relation. You're gonna do the same thing. Grab this line, grab this circle, tangent relation, okay? And then just a little bit extend it, so make sure actually just this is just not, you know, kind of stop at the center point. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign this dimension 11 inch. It doesn't really matter actually, but just to show you, I'm gonna assign 1.5 inch, and then even on the other side, I'm gonna do the 1 inch. Oh, this one is fully defined, but just we have to just locate this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assign this line to the center point by 1.5 inch. So it seems everything is fully defined, and then just like it's sketch, and then that's gonna very cleanly actually just cut for us. Okay, this one seems much better, but we have to apply on the bottom side. So I just want you to use this one, grab this one, and press Control, grab Control, press Control, and then just grab the front plane. There is a meter kind of feature. Okay, so if you just go to linear pattern in the drop down menu, there's a meter, and then you can just click OK because it's just automatically assigned for you. And this one seems good. Everything is pretty much ready, and it's time for us to apply the rib feature finally. The reason actually I just want you to follow along this one is because, and actually like they're gonna already provide you the part like this, but you know, just by actually just like applying these so many different types of features, just by following along, you will actually get to know, oh, there's so many different types of actually just like features you can use. And then instead of actually just watching it and just passing the test, I promise with you, CSWA, CSWP, even I achieved CSWE just with 100% mark. When it comes to just getting into the industry, is something different. Like your knowledge of SolidWorks for like certification is different from like real industry. Industry is just like you definitely have to know a lot, but you have to know how to use those features properly. Because like once, even though you know a lot of the SolidWorks, but once you get into the industry, you're gonna be really kind of like dark and doom, like you can't think of anything else. You really have to apply those knowledge in kind of part creation method. So that's why I just keep emphasizing that actually using so many different kind of features, so get familiar with it and keep practicing. That's just really important. So that's why actually I'm showing you kind of extra steps for you to follow along. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is, in order for you to just like create a kind of rib features, rib is something like creating a rib feature alongside this. So what I'm gonna do is go to the front plane, create a line, very simple line at the end of the point. Just create a, you know, basically just go here, right here, and then make sure this is coincident. All right, and then we're gonna fully define for this time again, and then I'm gonna apply this as 1.75, but this is not at this point. I just want you to just put the coincident, and then the only thing remain is just this one. But I just want you to try one more time with this one, and then this point, and then just grab this point, and then I'm just gonna, I think I misclick it, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna click one more time this line, point, and then apply the 45-degree one more time. And then again, actually, even though actually I only assigned the top 1.75 inch, that is automatically creating kind of fully defined state. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go to the feature and then go to rib. There's a rib over here. If you can't find, you can just go to rib, and then that's gonna create this. So that is just asking you which direction of the rib. So we're gonna create a rib on the bottom side, so it's gonna creating rib between here and here. So let's just try it for now. Can you see this is the rib feature? This one seems really cool, right? I mean, there's another way you can just using extrude cut, you can create it by, okay, let me actually just like basically Control Z to undo it. I mean, there's a way, to be honest, but you can just like basically grab this line, grab this line, grab this line, grip this line, and grip this line. Yeah, and then just like, convert entities, and then, if you go to the trim tools, and then you can just like delete unnecessary trims, all clean things up, and then click OK, and then go to extrude, and then, you can just grab this boundary area, and then just go to the mid plane, and then 0.2 inch, and then, yeah, unable to rebuild just because actually this is just 0 thickness. Yeah, so you can just extend a little bit by actually basically making it a little bit bigger. You can do the same thing, but okay, let me actually show you. Even actually we don't have to just like, if you don't merge it and then go to the mid plane, 0.2 inch, and then that's gonna create a rib still. Yeah, but what I'm saying is this one is much simpler. Basically, I'm gonna press Ctrl Z several times to delete unnecessary line. Okay, but this rib feature for CSWA exam, and then what that's gonna asking us is just like, okay, are we gonna apply this kind of almost like a thin feature for like extrude, both extrude for just like one line item? You can actually just go to only one side. You can go to only on the right side. You can apply. I'm gonna apply 0.25 inch for both, so it's gonna be 0.1 to 5 each side, and also extrude cut direction you can just assign, two different ways. So like even on the top and bottom or something like this, but I just want you to just like apply on this side, on the bottom side, and then just like splitting into just like kind of this way. And the other thing, the most important thing I want you to remember is just draft, because they sometimes asking about the kind of draft angle as well. So if you go to there's a draft, you can just activate it, and then you can assign 1 or 2 inch, and there's a draft outward, so you can just assign this one. Actually just 1 inch is just not very exaggerated, so it's not very visible, so you can assign 4 degree. So as you can see, this one seems okay. Let me actually go to the top view. You can see actually this draft is just like outward, all the way going bottom, right? So they're gonna asking us actually, okay, go to the rib feature, apply the 0.25 thickness, and drafting 2 inch, angle. So that's gonna actually just 2 degree actually just draft angle, and then that's gonna be actually showing like this. And then at the end, actually what they're gonna do, asking us to do, is just apply the fillet. Basically just like grab the fillet over on the top side, and then each corner side, and then even on this side, even on the other side, you can just assign like 0.25 inch. And then what they're gonna asking us is just like, okay, just like get us the the mesh property, so we can just go to the evaluate tab and then go to mesh property, and then we have to assign those kind of mesh. Of course, it's not gonna be like pounds again, it's gonna be grams, so it's gonna be like definitely more decimal points that we have to just like assign. So that's why actually I just keep emphasizing just this rib feature. Seems it could be replaced by other feature, but if you know the rib feature, and then you're not gonna be like so much freaked out by actually just limited time, because CSWA has plenty of time, so you can do a lot of actually just like trial and error. But as you're more advanced, like go to the CSWP and the CSWE, is very limited time that you have to just like spend. So if you have to have a certainty that how to tackle this modeling or just disassembly, all those kind of things. So yeah, so this is the rib feature. So today actually we went through the basic drawing tools, and also the basic rib features. So I want you to just like keep practicing on your own how to use a rib, and the other actually just kind of practice. I just want you to keep applying the rib, and then so you can just get familiar with it. All right, thanks for watching this video, and then the next kind of video, which is the day 7, which is gonna be the last series of actually just this SolidWorks CSWA preparation kind of playlist. We're gonna actually have a look at the final practice exam for the CSWA, so you can just get ready and then get some confidence. So yeah, so hopefully actually this video helps you a lot, and if this video was actually helpful for you guys, actually just please give me kudos and then subscribe this video, and then let's just watch the next video. Bye.